From the Carlton Center on the ABAC campus, this is Stallion TV.
Hello, I'm Matthew Reid, and welcome to Stallion TV from the Sunbelt Ag Expo in Moultrie. For 3 days in October, over 1,200 exhibitors and 4,000 product lines call Spencefield home, including our very own ABAC. Today on Stallion TV, we speak with the Executive Director of the Sunbelt Expo, Chip Blaylock, ABAC President Dr. David Bridges, and many more. When we come back, we show you the grand reopening of the ABAC building at Sunbelt. More Stallion TV right after this.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
ABAC is college done right.
With caring and committed professors
who provide a quality education through hands-on learning.
Premier lakefront living.
On-campus dining with many options.
And it all comes at an affordable price.
Go to abac.edu and schedule your visit to see why ABAC is college done right.
In 1999, after living out of a tent and making do, the decision was made that Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College needed a permanent home. And the building that you see was originally erected through the generous support of Mr. Lanier Carson with the KMC Company. Mr. Carson is with us again this morning, and over the years this building has served us quite well. And a few years ago we said, well, we've been doing the same thing for a long time and we would like to do something new.
And it's been an honor to try to help see young people continue their education and grow. And doing this building is just a blessing from God, and I certainly appreciate the recognition here today. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Stallion TV. I'm Matthew Reid here with President Dr. David Bridges for
Good afternoon.
Here at the brand new ABAC building, the renewed ABAC building. Tell me about first your thoughts on the remake in there.
Well, you know, the remake was sort of followed these lines for about 20 years. ABAC from 78 to 90 through 98. ABAC lived in a tent, stage, whatever. In 1999, Lanier Carson made it possible for us to build the building and have a permanent home. And so, you know, we talked about it, and it had been pretty much the same. And Mike Chasen always says one of the 5 most powerful words in the English language is the word new. Yes, sir. So last year after Expo, we talked about doing something a little different and put a committee together and renovated the building in a way that really fits what we do. When we first built it, it was a more or less a covered stage for performances. That's what it was. And that's not our focus here anymore. And so our focus is to connect alumni, talk about what we do, introduce the college to people. So we have a different mission here. We do something different. So we tried to renovate the building to do that.
Yes, sir. And we know with every change you've enacted so far, it's just the first step in a great plan. And this is the first step in a plan that involves ABAC.
Right. Well, in the next week or two, we'll go public with our new strategic plan. We've been kind of growing our way into it for about a year and doing some things to get ready. But now we're ready to roll it out. And it's a very simple plan, 5 things. I won't number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for you. But it's a very student-centered strategic plan that really focuses on ABAC becoming a highly respected, well-known, bachelor's-oriented niche institution. The times call on us to be excellent at what we do. We can't be everything to everybody, and so we have chosen to focus on being a boutique institution that does a limited suite of bachelor's programs very well.
Yes.
And that's going to be the focus. And so, you know, we'll focus on obviously agriculture and natural resources. We have stated that our goal is over the next 5 years to become the destination school for ag natural resources in the whole southeastern United States.
Yes.
We'll focus on business. We will focus on the Rural Studies program, where we look at trying to produce graduates that are uniquely qualified to help revitalize and strengthen rural communities. And we'll continue to do nursing as we've done. But that's, you know, those are the things that we're really focusing on, and that's why we're here at North America's premier farm show, because a third of our students are ag natural resource students.
Yes, sir. And a lot of them, their first exposure comes from here. Their
Absolutely.
first ABAC exposure comes
Absolutely. We have alumni that come by every year and say they first learned about ABAC here at Sunbelt, and they come back to reconnect and renew, and we recruit a lot of students here.
And in terms of the students who are working here, a lot of students are here on their break to come in and share their story about ABAC. Why are they essential to what's going on in this?
Well, what we've learned over the past few years is that with this generation of students, the most effective recruiter we have is another student. Millennial students listen to their peers, and we can tell them all the things that we think make ABAC a great institution, but there's nothing more powerful to a student than hearing it from a current student. And so yeah, we ask every year, and we have students who volunteer part of their fall break to do this every year.
Well, it's been an exceptional show. They've done a great job in there. It's been an amazing day here at the new facility. Dr. Bridges, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Good.
We look forward to seeing where the strategic plan goes from here. We'll have more Stallion TV right after this.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Welcome back to Stallion TV. I'm Matthew Reid here with Hillary Reeves. Hillary, what's your title out here? Because we're debating about that.
Yes, well, today I'm currently playing the role as a junior enrollment counselor for ABAC, so I'm actually pretending to be an enrollment counselor today.
So you're coming in contact with the prospective students who are coming through?
Yes, today I'm totally hands-on with all of the students, directing the alumnus to go to the alumni booth, so I'm actually being one-on-one with the students, trying to recruit them to come to ABAC.
How's it been going so far? I know I've seen a lot of students coming in and out. How's it been going?
Yeah, today has been going really well so far. We've had a lot of students from Lee County High School stop by, so we've had contact with over 100 students so far today, so it's been a great start.
Awesome. So you've been here when it was the old building, when it was the old setup inside. Tell me what you think of the new setup inside.
Today, whenever I walked into the new facelift of the ABAC exhibit here at the Expo, my jaw just dropped because it is such a beautiful building now, and the flow from the recruitment for the new students to the ag building to the alumni part, it's just breathtaking in there.
Yeah. So why is it important for ABAC to have a presence here? Why is it important for ABAC to be here at the Expo?
Well, ABAC, ag is such a big part of our school at ABAC, and so we're just really making a presence here at the Expo because the best way to get students to keep coming to our school is one-on-one student contact with them, and we're able to come into a lot of contact with former students at ABAC, so it's just a really great way for us to communicate with them.
Had you ever attended the Expo before you came to ABAC?
Yes, I did actually. My senior year, whenever I stopped by the ABAC booth, I filled out my recruitment card, and that was actually the way that I made first contact with ABAC my senior year.
Oh, really? So you came to ABAC because you stopped at the booth here at the Expo?
Yes, I did actually. Lisa Stevens, she was the ambassador that I spoke to while she was here at the Expo, and so I filled out the recruitment card for her, and that's how I became a part of ABAC.
Awesome. So it shows you that it works. Recruiting here at the Expo works. Hillary, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I'm sitting down with Garrett Boone, director of the Georgia Museum of Agriculture, over across from ABAC. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Pleasure to be with you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
The ABAC building is nice and shiny and new, but you have some of the old technology out here. Tell us about what you've got out here to show off.
Well, we try to add a little bit of history to the ABAC building, and we're behind the ABAC building, and one of the staples is the 1926 Chevrolet rolling store that we bring. And we've added a couple additions to that. We have a 1925 Model T, we have an ABAC John Deere tractor, and stuck on the end is our blacksmith, which seems to be a very popular attraction today.
Yes.
And it's worked out very well to have him down on the end there and catching people from all different directions.
Right, and you know, the Ag Expo is known as the place to show off the advancements in agriculture technology, but to have those advancements, you have to go through these steps first, the original process, and that's what the Georgia Museum of Agriculture is all about.
Well, that's exactly right, and you know, we're able to provide a very direct contrast between, you know, where we're headed in the latest technology to how we got there and where we might have started from, and you see that here, and there's a generation now that has actually utilized a rolling store, and you know, they remember that they brought candy, you know, it brought needles and thread. That generation is going away, but they still have that appreciation. And the younger generation, which you see here, you know, they're getting to know that, and they're like, oh my gosh, what's that? You know, and they want to come and they want to look at the engine and what's in there, and you know, some of the other activities we have here, where, you know, they're grinding corn by hand, and then they see these tremendous combines that are out there, and well, they used to do that, and now they're doing that, and,
right.
And it really provides a great comparison for them.
And it's been received really well. Tell me about the students you've had coming through and how you're telling them about agriculture and ABAC too.
Well, and you know, the marriage between ABAC and the museum has been tremendous for us, and you know, where in the past, since July 1st, 1976, we've been focusing a lot on elementary in education for the number of students and that age group of students that come to visit the museum. Now that we're paired up with ABAC and under the ABAC umbrella, we're serving as a living laboratory for ABAC students, and that not only, you know, ABAC students to hold class at the museum, but they can also receive, you know, be employed at the museum and receive business experience, and you know, we have internships available to them as well, and this past semester was actually the first semester that we have had a class actually held at the museum and meet at the museum, and that's something that we've been trying to shoot for the past 4 years, and it's the first semester that we've had that, and that has been tremendous for, I think, not only us but for the ABAC students as well.
And as that grows, you're also seeing a lot of events now. A lot of events are being held. What are some upcoming events that we can look forward to?
Well, the fall season is our busiest time of year for events, and you know, by the time December rolls around, we're all wiped out. We're done, and we look forward to January, quiet January. But we started off the fall season with our harvest celebration, a very successful event for us. Kicked off that you know, our special events for the year, and coming up, our next event coming up will be a Native American experience, and that we're combining with cane grinding this year. That's going to be on November 21st, and it's going to be an evening event. In previous years, that's been a daytime event. So we've I think responded to our guests and visitors for events in the evening time, and that's what they've been asking for. So we're like, we'll try this one, and so we'll focus on the Native American experience and a bonfire and dancing, and then mix in the cane grinding. They used to have evening cane grinding parties at the museum. And so we thought we'd bring some of that back as well. So this should be a wonderful event in November. And then December, it brings about Victorian Village by Candlelight and North Pole Express, which are probably two of our most popular events of the year. And we're excited about those as well.
Awesome. So if people want to come out and they want to come to these events or just come on a regular day to the museum, what's the best way for them to get that information?
One of the best ways is to visit our website, www.abac.edu/museum. They can always give us a call, and some people like to talk with people and hear a voice. I'm one of those. They can give us a call at 229-391-5205. And they can receive all the information that they want there. And some of these events are ticketed events, and tickets go on sale November 9th. And for the December events, so if you're looking at purchasing tickets, you can do that after November 9th. But give us a call, visit our website, look us up on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll be happy to tell you anything that we have coming up.
Well, this is the perfect season, the perfect time to stop by. Gary, it's a pleasure.
Pleasure.
You so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Enjoyed it.
Great setup y'all have here.
Thank you very much.
We'll have more right after this.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
There is superstition writing on the wall. There is superstition that is about to fall. You believe in things that don't understand when you should have died. Superstition take away.
I get the privilege of sitting down with a mentor of mine, Mr. Mike Chasen. He's written the book on how to do this. I'm just learning right now. It's a pleasure to get to sit down with you.
Matthew, always a pleasure to talk with you.
Yes, sir. And
I've just been around a long time.
I didn't. Those are your words, not mine. I just want to make sure you say that. But this is a place that you have you've grown along with this. You've been here for 36 years, as long as they've been here in Moultrie.
Well, I didn't come to the 1978 show. We moved from the expo from ABAC, the ABAC campus, started in 1964 called Dealer Days, and through 1977 we had it at ABAC. In 1978 it moved here, and in 1979 I started my ABAC career, and I've been at Sunbelt Expo many, many days.
Many, many days, and those days started a long ways from where they are now. They used to start over there underneath the water tower. Tell us how it's changed from those days to where we are now.
Back in 78 and 79, we had a big stage right underneath the water tower, right at the front entrance of the expo. And our performers, we had the traveling stallion, the square dancers, we had the ABAC cloggers, and we had a fabulous Gold Dusters dance team. We attracted a lot of crowds, but all our student entertainers got quite sunburned because we didn't have a roof over them. So it's been quite an experience to see the expo come from that stage without a roof all the way to this beautiful building we have today.
And this building has changed, though, from last year to this year. Tell us what you think about this beautiful facility they've recreated here.
It's a knockout punch. It's like hitting a home run over the fence with the bases loaded. It's absolutely fantastic. I helped design this building when we opened it in 1999, thanks to the generosity of Mr. Lanier Carson. And at that time, everything was focused on the stage because we had the student entertainers, including the Gold Dusters and that sort of thing. They drew record crowds. But now, with today's times in 2015, you got to change to meet the changing times, and I think the new building does just that.
That's right, and this is an incredible recruiting tool. You've seen a lot of students walk in and out. You're telling me about some of the alumni you've seen who, you were at ABAC with over the years. What's it like coming in here and seeing those faces that have grown and created their own stallion lives outside ABAC?
It's amazing. Jack Legg was here in 1951, great friend of mine. His daughter came to ABAC. So he and I were reminiscing about days gone by, and when he was a student at ABAC, I talked to a gentleman who's a friend of mine. His dad came to ABAC when it was actually, we had the Spence Field campus, we had the Tifton campus, and the Spence Field campus right here where the expo is, back in 1947 after World War II. So I'm looking forward to talking with his dad further about what ABAC was like at Spence Field in Moultrie, Georgia, 1947.
He's been here 36 years. 40 years is not that far off. You think you can hang in there to see the 40 years of ABAC here?
Well, I hope so, if the good Lord allows me to live another day or 2 or 10 or whatever. But to appreciate life, the gift of life every single day, and to make every day a great day, and anytime you're associated with ABAC, that's the way it's going to be.
That's right. Today has been a great day. It doesn't get any more perfect than this. Mr. Mike, thank you so much for joining us. That's right.
Great talking with you, Matthew.
It's been a pleasure, and as you can tell, I still have a long ways to go to catch up with him in this department. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We'll have more Stallion TV right after this.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
So what do you think? Is more better? Well, more instructors that care about your future is definitely better.
Especially the one-on-one time with your teacher, more is always better.
And more hands-on learning time with our outdoor learning labs is definitely better.
More food options are definitely better. It doesn't get better than Fried Chicken Thursday here at ABAC.
So more is better?
Well, sometimes less is more. Here at ABAC, you can get affordable education.
Absolutely. ABAC offers a quality education at an affordable price.
It's not complicated. Get more for less at ABAC.
Welcome back to Stallion TV at the Sunbelt Expo. It's day 2 here, and it couldn't be any more perfect than yesterday. It's been perfect conditions.
Chamber of Commerce weather, beautiful sunny skies, slight breeze, which keeps the gnats down.
That's right.
And that's a good thing.
That's right.
But it's just, anytime you can have weather like this, and you have 1,200 of the best exhibitors in the world showing the latest in agricultural technology, for our visitors to come in and see and experience, take the technology back to the farm, see how it might work for them to improve their bottom line, which will always make life better on the farm. That's what we do here.
And you've been doing it for
38 years.
38 years now. This is Chip Blaylock, the director of the Sunbelt Agriculture Expo here in Moultrie. Tell us about how this year is different from previous years of the expo.
This year we have the year of the test track. Not only do we have GMC and Chevy, who we've had the last several years having a test track, we also have Ram Commercial and Ford. In addition to that, we have a new compact tractor driving range that's gone on this week. The weekend farmers, 100 acres and less, so forth, can test drive 20 to 60 horsepower tractors.
Yes.
And see how it might work on their smaller operation. And the whole deal is to educate them, so when they go to their dealership to purchase a tractor, they'll kind of know what they're talking about, what they're asking for. That morphed out of our Hoss Tools Sustainable Living Center at the Georgia Metals building. Again, for the weekend farmer, smaller acreage, Greg Key and Hoss Tools does a great job with our heirloom garden, fruits, vegetables, cut flowers, you name it. Again, it's an opportunity for us to expand our demographic to those smaller farmers. But what really sets us apart is our research farm, where we do harvesting demonstrations in cotton, peanuts, corn, soybeans. We do hay demonstrations. We do the compact tractor driving range. We do the Titan Goodyear ATV range. We have the John Deere Gator test track. We have tillage demonstrations going on. There's lots of stuff going on during the show. The stock dog trials is a big hit. We call that edutainment, a blend of education and entertainment. You can walk through the grounds and see the latest technology, and then go over to the antique tractor section and see if your favorite model from days gone by is on display. And we have Antique Tractor Parade daily at 2 o'clock. It's always a big hit.
And this place is fascinating. I've been here 5 years now, and the thing that interests me the most is that every segment of agriculture is covered here. And you know, bring your walking shoes. Trust me, bring your walking shoes, because you will be covering a lot of ground trying to see everything in this place. And it pertains to everybody, the young and the old.
We have something for everybody, including all of the machinery and the agriculture demos that I've talked about so far. And we have the ATVs with the John Deere Gator test track. Honda and Yamaha have test tracks. We have a family living section with Laurie Joe doing cooking demonstrations, Georgia grown products. We have the Georgia Ag building with the Farm Bureau from Georgia and Georgia Department of Ag. They do cooking shows during the day. So it's just so much for the entire family to come out and see. And it's a great time also for the consumers to see what the farmers are doing and embrace the technology that they're using to continue to provide the safest, most abundant, most economical supply of food, fiber, and shelter in the world.
That's right. And one thing that, talking about those different age segments, a lot of colleges are represented here, and this is a great opportunity for high school kids to get exposure to schools. How important are the colleges to what goes on here at the Expo?
You know, the 4-H and FFA kids are our future, and the colleges are here and showing off their colleges, but they're also doing a lot of recruiting while they're here. We have ABAC, of course. We have University of Georgia, University of Florida, Clemson, Auburn University that have permanent buildings here, Fort Valley State University. Florida A&M has a booth here also. And all of those colleges are competing for the brightest and the best of our 4-H and FFAers, and conversing with them and talking to them at the Expo is a great place to do that.
It is. It's a great place and a fascinating way to reach people and get them using your products. What can people look forward to? I know y'all are already planning for next year and keeping those steps ahead. What can people look forward to with the Sunbelt Expo? It's constant growth.
As soon as this show's over with on October the 20th, on the 21st, our sights will squarely set on October 18, 19, and 20, 2016. We already know South Carolina will be our spotlight state. Mississippi's done a great deal with our spotlight state this go-round. Technology changes so fast, there'll probably be something come up between now and then that we don't even know about yet. Well, you know, whether it be precision ag, whether it be new telemetry and irrigation. You know, I was on a skid steer doing an interview a couple days ago, and I've never seen so many switches on a skid steer. It had a scraper attachment on the front, GPS driven. You know, you can scrape roads, scrape trails in the deer woods, or up north you can use it to scrape snow.
And that's what makes the Ag Expo so important, is that every time you're coming in there's new advancements for the farmer to keep track of.
And better, and what a better place to come see it than at the Sunbelt Expo. You can come compare and contrast so many different makes, models, brands from all the manufacturers in a really a low-key setting, low pressure, gather information, take it back, and then decide which dealership you want to go to and
go from there. Well, it's been an awesome time here. Thank you for having us here on the property.
Thank
it's a pleasure, and thank you for allowing ABAC to be so prominent here.
We love ABAC's a 38-year exhibitor. You guys redid the building this year. We opened it up at 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. Just a fabulous display of all the educational opportunities that ABAC has to offer. You know, this show started at ABAC as Dealer Days back in 1964.
Yes, sir.
I think all the folks back then will be proud of how far we've come in the last, well, when you go back to Dealer Days, it's in the last 54 years.
4 years, yes, sir.
Yep.
From over at Lakeside. And you definitely have to stop by here. It's a little late for this year, but next year definitely have to stop back by, and we can only hope that the weather is this perfect next year.
It'd be
It's
nice.
been awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having
We
us.
appreciate it.
You bet.
That's it for this edition of Stallion TV. For all of us at the Stallion, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye from Moultrie.